Good evening, Calvary Fallbrook. This is Pastor Armando bringing you Monday night's meditation. Yesterday morning, we talked about seeking first the kingdom of God, and it's in complete contrast to the things that we seek after in the world. Are what we get preoccupied with, and it's all have to do with our body, whether it be our clothing, our looks, or how we're going to feed ourselves. And our lives become consumed with our appearance and our survival. And when we find ourselves living that way, that means we're going to substitute our spiritual health and exalt our physical health and our physical appearance. And obviously, we don't. It's good to take care of yourself, and it's good to it's not a bad thing to dress nicely or appropriately, let's say. But what I want us to see is when we put those first, other things will suffer. And usually that means it's our soul care that suffers, our walk with God and how we're loving somebody else. And so often, again, as we live in this world where we are consumers, on one level we're a producer, on another level we're a consumer. And when we find ourselves just consuming the values of this world, when we find ourselves consuming our time with the things of this world, we are going to find ourselves spiritually, I think, weak. And so I really want to encourage you to meditate upon what Jesus teaches there in Matthew chapter 6, to seek first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. And what I really want us to see is when we are putting God first, all those other things get put in their proper order in our lives. That we find that how we think, how we love is more important than how we are perceived. And when we could trust in God's grace and in God's mercy, you will find that you are no longer, you're beautifying your soul, and it comes out not just in how we look, but it comes out in how other people even see us. When they see us chasing after the things that God values, love, forgiveness, mercy, compassion, generosity, when they see us seeking to serve other people, we cause them to be thirsty for the things of the kingdom also. And that includes our families. I think I saw my mom as a child, as a teenager, and I wasn't pursuing God. I wasn't seeking after God. But I saw my mom pursuing the kingdom. Every morning I'd wake up to go to school at 6, and my mom would already be awake. She'd be dressed for work, and she'd be reading her Bible and praying. I knew she was praying for me because I was a troubled teen, but she showed me the first priority of her life was to seek God and to seek God's will for her own life and for her own pain, but also for her children. And I really want to encourage us as we go through these difficult times. I mean, emotionally, I don't know about you guys, I find myself drained at times, more so than normally. And I think it has a lot to do with just this, being quarantined and being at home all the time. But I also have seen a lot of good. So as we go forward this week, seek first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. And I when I get to the end of that verse, and all these things will be added unto you, you begin to see that God is gifting us with, as he takes care of the fields and the birds of the air, he's taking care of us. And what rises out of our hearts when we seek first this kingdom, we begin to understand God has blessed us with this home. God has blessed us with the food on our table. God has blessed us with our occupations. God has always supplied what we need. And when our lives are not focused on what we want, but what we need, our hearts will overflow with thankfulness to God. And in that thankfulness to God, a spirit of generosity comes out of us. So again, Calvary Fallbrook, I love you. Just want to let you guys know that the board of directors and myself are coming up with a plan to, as soon as it's available for us to join and get back together, we are preparing for that. And so be praying for us also. I'll be praying for the staff, Mike and Julie and Pastor Phil's and Pastor Walter, as we long to be with you guys, but we want to make it the best environment and the safest environment possible for the congregation as we gather together. But as a congregation, let us seek first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and the fellowship will be added back to us. So God bless you. I love you guys, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.